2020 Massachusetts Question 2, Ranked Choice Voting. Let's take a look. For the current method of voting, you'd go to the polls or vote by mail and then fill in the bubble arrow next to your favorite candidate. We'll say you choose candidate D. And then you're done. For ranked choice voting, you'd go to the polls or vote by mail, and then you'd fill in the bubble or arrow next to your favorite candidate. But if there are 3 or more candidates, you could then fill in the bubble or arrow next to the other candidates' names in order of preference. We'll say your favorite candidate is still candidate D. Candidate B is a good, solid second choice. And you'd be okay with candidate C. So that's your third choice. But you just don't like candidate A, so you're not going to rank them at all. And then you're done. So what happens after you vote? In both the current method and ranked choice voting, once the polls have closed, the votes are counted to determine the winner. Let's say for this vote, you were one of 20 voters, so 11 or more votes would be the majority. We'll say candidate A received 4 votes, candidate B received 12 votes, candidate C received 1 vote, and candidate D received 3 votes. In the current method, since candidate B received the most votes, they would be declared the winner. In ranked choice, the total of the votes would be the same, and since 12 votes is a majority, candidate B would still be declared the winner. So, what's the difference? We see the difference when the vote tally does not show a majority. In this example, you can see that candidate A received 3 votes, candidate B received 6 votes, candidate C received 7 votes, and candidate D received 4 votes, one of which is yours that I've marked with a dot. In the current method, the candidate with the most votes wins. So with no majority and only 1/3 of the votes, candidate C would be declared the winner. The goal of ranked choice is to find the candidate with the majority of support. So we would need to look at just how voters rank their choices. In this example, there are 2 possible outcomes. Candidate C could gain more support and therefore still hold on to the lead, or another candidate could gain more support, proving to be the majority of voters' choice. So computers, not voters, would get busy doing some math for an instant runoff to see who ultimately does have the majority of voter support. All the votes for the lowest ranked candidate, in this case candidate A, would then be distributed to those voters' second choices. So in this case, candidate B would receive 2 votes and candidate C would receive 1 vote. So now you can see we have a tie, but we still do not have a majority. So another round would need to take place. The votes for the next lowest ranked candidate, in this case candidate D, one of which is yours, would then be distributed to these voters' second choice. So in this case, candidate B would receive 4 more votes. So now, with all 20 voters' choices still represented, the tabulation shows that candidate B has the majority and therefore would be declared the winner. So now it is up to you to decide how you would like to vote on the November 3rd Massachusetts ballot for question 2 regarding ranked choice voting. A yes vote means that you would like ranked choice voting to begin in Massachusetts in 2022 when there are 3 or more candidates and no majority. A no vote means that you would like no change in the voting method in Massachusetts.